Hello, welcome to the weekly Metatron message. If you are interested in receiving messages from the angelic realm of healing, wholeness, and compassion, then please stick around. I would love to share today's message with you. So this message is going to be for the upcoming week. And so if you like this message, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving a comment below. And also signing up for our upcoming newsletter that will begin in January of 2025, where I'll be giving a monthly channeled message. And that'll be in the description box and the first comment below. So I've tuned in with the energy, and Archangel Metatron is here. And so we're going to begin for today. By the way, my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a spiritual psychotherapist, an intuitive messenger, and an author. And I deliver messages from the angelic realm. Okay, so the first card we have is the Cup of Replenishment. And so this cup comes up often. And so I believe this cup may have been in the last one, if not last week's reading, then though on last week's message and then what message before. So we're always getting messages about how important it is for us to replenish ourselves and restore ourselves. The next card we have is Authentic Self. Who are you? Tapping into who you are. And the deck I'm using is the Amanda Ellis Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle. Inner Child, hear and know me. And so a lot of the themes the angels have been bringing forth this year has been about inner child healing and the importance of reconciling any past wounds so that you can step into a more full and authentic version of yourself. Okay. The next is Blessings and Thanks, Abundant Universe. Okay. The next one is Fire, the Dragon Strength. So that came up very powerfully last week. And I'll link to last week's message as well, because there's probably going to be some overlap. The next one is Lilac, Higher Realms and Magic. And so that makes a lot of sense. Higher Realms and Magic. And so very, very interesting. The last card, which is the overarching theme of the reading, is Red, Safety, Strength, and Power. So I'm definitely going to link to last week's reading, because this card, and along with the dragon, came up very strongly in last week's reading. So there's probably going to be some overlap in the continuing of these messages. Okay. So let me just tune in Archangel Metatron. What would you like to say about the Cup of Replenishment? So what's coming through is that during this season of, he's saying, ascension and changing times, it's very important that we replenish ourselves. Many of us are dealing with a lot of adversity, a lot of challenges, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. And the antidote to that, he's saying, is not to go along with the fear and the anxiety, but to find ways to replenish and restore ourselves. So he's saying that if we're in an anxious place, if we're feeling traumatized by whatever's happening in the external world or inside of us, he's saying you have to slow down and pause and replenish yourself. That means stepping back, taking a break so you can recalibrate and restore yourself. And he's saying that when you do this often enough, you'll begin to restore yourself to your original vibration. He's saying you can begin to restore yourself to your original vibration. He's saying restoration and healing is possible for all. It's not something that's for a few, it's for everyone. And he's saying, understand that restoration and healing is your birthright. Replenishing yourself, sipping from the cup of the infinite is your birthright. It is a natural part of who you are. And he's encouraging people to come out of the mindset as you don't have time to slow down, to meditate, to do your breathing, to do your exercises that calm your nervous system. He said all of those things, those moments you give yourself, and then when you give yourself them for consistency, are what helps to replenish you and restore you to your natural vibration. You'll become more and more in harmony with it as your nervous system calms down, and you'll be able to get in right attunement, he is saying. Right attunement, right alignment with the source of your creation. He's saying that we all have a signature vibration, but most of us are not operating in that signature vibration at the fullest and highest level possible because we don't slow down, we don't tune in. And he's also saying something about many of us operate from a perceived sense of lack, and we feel that if somehow we don't have the permission to slow down and stop and tune in with ourselves. He's saying something about lack. What are you saying about lack? He's saying most of us have a lack consciousness. And he's saying one of the things that we feel like we lack is enough time, that we don't have enough time to tune in with ourselves, check in with ourselves. He said, but this is a fallacy. This is not true. He said, the first thing you have to do, you have to train yourself. The first thing you must do is let go of that false idea of a lack of time and do it for yourself. Make yourself that priority. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the day, first thing in the morning, before you start your day, get out of your bed and start dealing with the world. Children, spouses, family members, caregiving, whatever the case may be. And if there's a part of your mind that's like, I can't, he's saying that is a fallacy that's coming from a place of lack, and that you do have this opportunity and you can take it. You're just making a choice not to take it because of your conditioning. What would you like to say about the conditioning? He's saying the conditioning is an overarching program in the earth mindset, in the human mindset, that limits human potential. It limits the human potential to be who you naturally are, who you are as a natural energy being, as a multi-dimensional being. It's like he's saying that this lack mindset closes all the doors in your life around many things, but especially the time that you could give yourself to care for yourself, to nourish yourself, and to heal yourself. He's saying the cup of replenishment is not a luxury. It is not a luxury. It is a necessity, and it is your birthright. He said, you cannot think that you're going to be on this planet and navigate these obstacles that you're facing without replenishing yourself. He said, I'm seeing like a old horse and carriage on a dirt road. And I'm seeing he's saying basically we're like running like on those old horse and carriages. Basically, it's like we're running the wheels over ourselves. We're running ourselves over with the horse and carriage by not taking the opportunities that we have to really take care of ourselves and nourish ourselves and connect with ourselves. That's a kind of an interesting image. He said, because a lot of us, we think like we're suffocating and we're choking underneath all of our responsibilities. And we're like, we don't have time and we can't do it and X, Y, and Z. But he's saying you can replenish yourself, that when you choose not to put yourself first, when you choose not to put yourself on your own agenda and calendar, it's basically you're saying to the universe, you want the most difficult outcome possible. That's a word, right? Anytime you don't choose yourself for the opportunities for healing and reunification with your divine self, it's saying you're basically turning your back on the universe and you're saying, I'll just deal with whatever comes. I don't want to be attuned. I don't want to be enlightened. I don't want to be connected to my intuition. I'm just going to be out here raw dogging it and just let the universe just, deal with anything that comes my way because I'm not in the right attunement and I'm not in the right vibration to navigate my circumstances in a better, easier way. And it's from sipping from the cup of replenishment, the divine cup, accessing your natural vibration. It's from this space that, you can feel nourished and you feel like you have the reservoirs within yourself to manage life better. He said, You don't have to be out here thugging it, because that's so funny. My client says that word. It says you don't have to be out here thugging it, thinking that, that's just the way it's done. He's saying, no, 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 that is not the way it's done. That's the way humans choose to do it because they don't see their own potential. They deny their own potential because they do not, because from a place of lack, because they do not tune in. I'm laughing that he said thugging it. He plucked that from my mind. That's very, very funny. He's saying that we have untapped reservoirs of emotional healing and sustenance and he's showing me like honey. He's showing me like copious amounts of honey, like a honey river. It's like flowing down a honey river. And the fields inside it are just very blooming. He said that is the resources that we have within us to be completely suckled by the universe. Okay. To be completely suckled, to be completely nourished, to be completely restored. But because of our perceived attachment to lack, we say no. And he's showing me like we cross our arms and we say no, and we turn our backs. And he's saying when you do that, you turn your backs to the truth of who we truly are. The truth of who we are and our potential, the human potential, and who we can be. He's encouraging us to begin to take off the mask of the human avatar. He's saying he's encouraging us to take off the mask of the human avatar. What do you mean when you say take off the mask of the human avatar? Humanity is a mask for our divine nature. It is not who we truly are. But some of us are so lost in the mask and the avatar, we forget our own potential. We can still be human. We can still live a human life, but we can live the human life at its utmost potential. Humanity has so much potential. Each human life has so much potential, but it's not a potential in the mind. It's the potential of the heart and the spirit. He's saying when the heart and the spirit align, human potential accelerates. And he's saying, of course, we know people who've done this throughout history, but he said each individual has that prospect as well, but it has to be because they're attuning themselves, laying the groundwork of going into their intuition, getting in a vibration to connect with their intuition and replenishing themselves. He's really saying you can replenish yourself and you can be restored so that you can have a life that has more potential than you ever imagined. And he wants to be clear and say this potential he's talking about is not the potential for material things. Sometimes that is a byproduct, but that is not the goal or the source. The source, the potential, the true potential is your divine right and your magic. The potential is you being in divine alignment with the magic and truth of who you are. And from that space, all other things change. And he says, then you begin to step into your authentic self, your true self. And when you ask yourself, who are you? Who am I? You will know and you will receive an answer. What would you like to say about the authentic self? He's saying authenticity is a label that is often used in human Western culture. Authenticity. But he's saying true authenticity is to know yourself as a divine being. That's when true authenticity emerges, when you know yourself as a divine being and you're grounded in that wisdom and you live from that place. What it means to be truly authentic, it means to be in your birthright, to know yourself as a multidimensional being, as an energy being. And that is the truth. That is your truth. And that is the focus of your life. And from this authentic place, you will speak your truth and it'll be fine because you know who you are and other people's opinions won't matter because you'll be in alignment with your divine true self. And more people need to see that self than the mask of the human avatar that you have been putting forth for so long. He's saying that we're in a season where masks will have to drop. We see collectively and in the world, people's masks are being dropped, and we're seeing a lot of turmoil and a lot of things are being revealed. And, you know, people who were doing nefarious things are now being exposed. But this message is about the personal, the individual. Like, can you drop your mask so you can truly see yourself and your divinity? And can you see it as a grand opening for yourself? Anything else about the authentic self? At the foundation of all authenticity is inner child healing. This card says, inner child, hear and know me. So these messages that I've been doing since, I think, May of this year, the inner child is always mentioned. And so that is something that Archangel Metatron always brings forth, the importance of the inner child. The inner child is the foundation of our healing. The inner child is the foundation of our enlightenment and our ascension. We cannot ascend, we cannot raise our vibration, we cannot do any of the things that we think that we want on a spiritual level unless we have truly connected with our inner child, our inner children, healed our inner child and inner children, and understood and navigated our difficulties. Because when that's healed, and that is the foundation, that'll be the foundation and the springboard for our vibration to be raised. So connecting with your inner child, embracing your inner children, listening to them, journaling with them, breathing with them, meditating them. Imagine that you're holding and cradling them. This is where the true healing happens. True healing is the foundation of all spiritual healing. No one will be able to raise their vibration truly and consistently and maintain it until their inner child is healed, because the inner child will always be able to be activated when we are in unhealed places, despite whatever spiritual work we think we're doing or how much efforts we're making spiritually. This has to be the foundation and the grounding of your life. And so he's saying, please remember to embrace your inner child. Don't ignore it. Tune into it every day. Again, this is about taking time for yourself from the cup of replenishment, 5, 10, or 15 minutes per day to tune in, to breathe, to meditate, connect, and in that time, hug your inner child. Tell it that you love it. Listen to it. Journal with it. Have it tell you a story. Have it tell you a story about its life. And in this connection and the reestablishment of this relationship, healing will take place. You'll come in more connection with your body. And once you and your emotional body and your physical body are more in alignment, then you can be more in connection with your spiritual body. He's saying inner child healing is a necessity, and it's not something any of us can take for granted. And even if you think you've done a lot of it, he's saying, there's always more to do. To really step in the vibration of the truth of who we are and to maintain and stay in that place, our inner children, that inner landscape has to be settled, and it can only be settled through doing that healing work. And he's saying, just to understand, there is an abundant universe here to serve you in that process. This card says, blessings and thanks, abundant universe. So there is an abundant excuse me, there's an abundant universe here to serve you in this process. What would you like to say about the abundant universe? He's saying the abundance of the universe is all around you. But because we have blinders on and we're in our head all the time, we can't see that we're getting signs and symbols all the time, constantly, that the universe is abundant, that the universe is here to support us, and that we're not alone in this experience. What else would you like to say? And again, he's reiterating abundance is not for some, it is for all. He's like, call on it, invoke it, call on the angels, call on the archangels. Ask for help, ask for assistance. Call on the gods and goddesses and the masters of healing to help you. Call on your source. The source has many emissaries, more than we can imagine, and they're all around you. Call on them and ask them to help you. Help you to survive whatever you're dealing with, see differently, feel differently, just to create an opening for healing in your life. Call on the abundant universe. Oh, so this is interesting. So he's saying we have to use our voice more and not use our voices for anger and rage, but use our voices for healing. Very, very interesting. He said we have to use our voices more effectively. Use our voices for healing and not just to transmute the vibration of anger and rage or resentment or bitterness, but truth. Use your voice to open up yourself to the healing vibration of the universe. Call on the universe and say, I want help. I want healing. Please show me a way. Please change my first response from being one of attack or criticism to one of, slowing down and breathing and understanding what's happening inside of yourself. He's saying, call on the vibration of healing to see how it can transform your life. And that when you're not feeling strong enough, understand the vibration of the dragon. The vibration of the dragon's power and strength is here for you. Understand you have the dragon's strength. Everything is a vibration. Everything is a frequency. Everything is there that could possibly be there to support you. But you have to open yourself up to the idea and the frequencies that this is possible. And so this is making a lot more sense because the next card is the higher realms and magic. Okay. So please, he's saying, call on the dragon's strength. What would you like to say about the dragon's strength? Call on the dragon's strength so you can be aligned with the dragon's power so you do not feel powerless. Understanding that you can tap into the dragon's power and that the dragon's power can become your own power so that you can navigate your world, adversity, and any challenges. But he says to understand where there is adversity and challenges, they are only opportunities for healing. Adversity and challenges are only opportunities for healing. They're opportunities for healing, they're opportunities for growth, and they're opportunities for transformation. And that when you take these opportunities, you'll step into the higher realms, Lilac 54, the higher realms of magic. When you see all adversity and all challenges as opportunities for healing, and because you can navigate these opportunities, because you continue to restore and replenish yourself, you won't be exhausted. You can see them for what they truly are, and you can step into the higher realms and connect with the magic of your life, of your multidimensional nature, of your divinity, and who you really are. Magic is all around you, Archangel Metatron is saying. and this is not fanciful. This is what he's saying. This is not fanciful. This is not make-believe. He said magic is truly all around you, but you're still in the lower vibrations of pain and fear and suffering and resentment and bitterness, and sometimes lust. He's saying that you don't understand that you can have a magical life. And the magic is that you remember your authenticity. You remember who you are. You remember who you are, and then you tap into this realm. This remembrance of who you are helps you to tap into the higher realms of magic. He's saying, and that is where you'll be restored. And that is where you will know yourself truly. So he's saying in this season, and this was part of the message last week, in this season, you have to ground yourself and reclaim your power. You have to ground yourself and reclaim your power. In this season of challenge, of what seems to be so societal chaos, it is chaotic for a lot of people. And if you're not experiencing chaos, then, give thanks. But for many people, this is a chaotic, hectic, difficult time, and they're mentally strained. They're emotionally confused. They don't know what's happening. One is because they haven't done their inner child healing. And so what is happening is that all the energy on the planet is super, super activating for them, and it's pushing them over the edge for those who are unhealed and ungrounded. So Archangel Metatron is saying the overarching energy of the reading of the message today is safety, strength, and power. And this is associated with the sacral chakra, and you have to ground yourself. You have to see yourself as a grounded being on this earth so that you will not be driven to extreme behaviors or emotions because of the energy and the energy coming into the planet and your own wounds. What would you like to say about safety, strength, and power? He's saying that the basic thing of the ascension, one of the primary pillars of the ascension process, is that you have to be connected with your own power. You just have to be. You cannot feel like a victim. You cannot feel like you're powerless. You have to be connected to your own power. And you have to know yourself as the truth of who you are. He's saying, when it comes to the human experience, it seems to be the complete opposite of feeling safe, of feeling strong, and feeling that you're really in your power. He's acknowledging this, and he understands this. He's saying, but that is not the truth. That is an illusion. He's saying you have the power to create safety for yourself. Even he wants to respect, this is me talking, he wants to respect people who currently do not feel physically safe. He wants to respect that reality. But he's saying, but, even when you feel unsafe for any reason, still try to connect, calm yourself down, and call on your angels, your guides and ancestors who serve the light, and ask them to show you another way, show you a way to your safety, feeling safe in your own body, to feeling stronger, and to feeling more empowered. He's saying, call on their love and comfort for divine guidance and wisdom. Thank you. Okay. So we're just going to ask for one card just to give an insight, or insight into the parts of our subconscious that are hidden from us. Archangel Metatron, please show us a part of our subconscious that is hidden from us that we can bring into our healing process. Archangel Metatron, please show us a part of our subconscious that is currently hidden from us that we can bring into our healing process. Okay. So he's bringing forth the message about parts of ourselves that feel, you know, like this lady, she just looked like she's going through it, right? So her hair is standing up. She looks frightened. She got a cat in the back. There's lightning. There's lightning in the back. A storm is brewing. She's just going through it, right? Paper is overwhelmed by life. What's going on here? Bills, high, what's it like, high blood pressure, just really, really overwhelmed by so much that's happening in the day-to-day life. And so again, going with the cup of replenishment, right? This is kind of like an emphasis on what we talked about with the replenishment card. This is why we have to replenish ourselves. We think that it can only be this way where we're burdened and we're overworked and bills and responsibilities. And, you know, the list is very, very, very long. He says, but you can replenish yourself. You just have to decide that you want to, that you have to decide basically that you're worth it. And that you can give yourself 5, 10, or 15 minutes in your own life to take care of yourself at the minimum. Okay. So that's what he has to say about that. So that was Archangel Metatron's message for this week. I hope it spoke to you. I hope it brought you something in your life. He always sends his love, as do the angels and the archangels. If you'd like more of these messages, we are beginning a channeled newsletter that will begin in January of 2025. It'll be one message a month from the angels, archangels, and masters, whoever wants to come forward, and you'll receive that in your inbox. So if you'd like to sign up for that, please do so below. It's in the description box and in the pinned comment. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please, if you like messages about healing and personal transformation, subscribe to the channel. We have meditations, we have messages from the angels, we have messages from the masters. It's a wonderful space, in my opinion. And so like the video, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know how you feel. And again, my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a spiritual psychotherapist, an intuitive messenger, and an author. And I'm very happy to come to you and deliver these messages from the angelic realm. So until we meet again next week, peace.